Hey Shredders, congratulations! The shred is over! You did it! Woohoo! I hope that you are feeling amazing and excited about the accomplishments that you've made on the shred. And a lot of times after the shred is over, people are saying, okay, well, now what? So I just wanted to offer a couple tips to help you transition into how to continue to make this part of just what you do. So now that the shred is over, you followed the shred guidelines, but in the shred guidebook that you have access to on the Facebook support page, I printed mine because I like to have a copy to take with me, but in the shred guide, you'll see that there is a section called Live It, and it's kind of the, okay, well now that the shred's over, now what? So we just really want to encourage you to stick to the habits that you made when you were shredding. So we feel like it's really, really important for you to continue, as a general rule for a healthy diet, to just continue to eliminate gluten and dairy. And one exception, like if I'm adding, I just want to show you like how to do that a little bit in moderation and keep it in control. So like for dairy, for example, I have this salad that I'm going to have for lunch that is just a variety of vegetables, greens that I picked from my tower garden. And I put about a tablespoon of blue cheese on this today. So occasionally I choose to add a little bit of dairy, but I use small amounts of dairy, like doing it just like this. And I use dairy just as a condiment rather than a food group, rather than the whole category. It's a condiment, not a category. We really don't need dairy. And hopefully now that you've removed it for 10 days, you're feeling the benefits and realizing that you can live without it. It's okay. And also continue to eliminate gluten. Well, you know, I would really suggest continue to focus on getting your carbohydrates from grains in their whole grain form, that and other fruits and vegetables as well, but eliminating bread. Continue to just eliminate anything made with refined grains, whether they're gluten-free refined grains or not. So stay away from things like even the gluten-free pastas and the gluten-free breads, just because there's no nutritional value in that. So if you're gonna eat something, eat the grain in its whole grain form rather than the refined grain. And those are easy enough to continue to do. Occasionally, going forward, if you were to go out and maybe have a piece of pizza or you have bread on a sandwich, just make that something that you do an exception instead of an everyday thing. So if you want to help keep the progress that you've made, stick to those rules with dairy and gluten. And then also with alcohol and caffeine, I notice when I shred, it always allows me to remember when I go back to drinking coffee, I'm so much happier with a smaller cup of coffee. So be mindful of the amount of coffee or caffeine in general that you're drinking. Try to only just stick to that one little cup of coffee in the morning, and remember to be mindful about not drinking caffeine throughout the day, especially not as something to keep you awake. Alcohol. When I'm doing the shred, I drink mocktails to keep me sane and to keep me satisfied because I get tired of just drinking water all day long. So I love to use some seltzer with either fresh pressed orange juice or grapefruit juice, and or a piece of muddled fruit like muddled oranges or grapefruits or lemons. So now that the shred's over, if you want to add, keep your alcohol consumption out of your diet during the week, and if you're going to have cocktails on the weekends with friends or a happy hour with friends, do the mocktail and add your alcohol to the mocktail just to keep it in check and keep it in moderation. Also helps keep the sugar out of the alcohol that you're drinking. There's so much sugar that can be consumed in those fancy drinks that we get at the bar. So stick to the seltzer with a splash of juice and add the alcohol to that. So also keep eating your Juice Plus every day, forever and ever. Keep flooding your body with that whole food plant-based nutrition, and your body is going to thank you. Keep drinking your shakes. Continue to make those part of your diet. I know I can barely go a day without it. I just feel better when I start my day, or at least have a shake at some point during the day. My body just feels more balanced. I feel good. Hopefully you've noticed the same as well. And hopefully you've noticed how really great you're sleeping, and that's in part because we were eating our last meal 3 hours before bed. So I would really encourage you to continue to do that so that you can continue to enjoy the benefits of quality, restful sleep. Continue to exercise, continue to drink lots of water, and if at any point you feel like things are getting sideways and getting off track, you know that you can jump back in this group and you can shred on with this group. So we are happy to have you. Keep checking in on the Facebook page. Keep using us for a support. Thank you for shredding with us. We're so happy that you've trusted in us and allowed us to guide you through this journey. And we hope that you'll continue to do it with us and jump back on board whenever you need to shred on. Thanks.